I've just completed my last row and I'm now going to cast off. You can see that's how your work will look just using the knit stitch. It's called garter stitch. It's quite a textured fabric that it produces, which, you know, is quite a nice fabric, but it definitely is the perfect stitch to be using if you're just starting out. If you've never picked up knitting needles before, this is the stitch you want, is the knit stitch. If you're wondering what this weird thing is, I'm actually using a circular needle. There is no need to use a circular needle. I just find them easier to work with. I find standard length needles just get in my way. I find them a bit cumbersome, which is why I use the circular, because the needle itself is quite short. For counting your rows, I've done 23 rows here. You can count in your head, but the chances are you're going to lose count. If you've got a physical pattern, you can make a note on there, just a little tick for each row if that's what you find easier. I find these quite helpful, little row counters. Literally just as you do a row, you just knock it off. I do have a digital version, but I've got that in use at the moment for another pattern, so that's why I'm using this one. So anyway, what am I doing? I'm showing you how to cast off. So we're going to start off exactly the same as if we were actually knitting. We're going to pop our needle into the back of the stitch. We're going to bring our working yarn around and through the middle. Again, as normal, through that working yarn, catch that working yarn, needle off. And the first stitch, you do like that, perfectly normal. The next stitch, you do the same again. You're knitting, so yarn around and off. Now this is where it's a bit different. This is where you're going to start actually removing your stitches, finishing off your project. So we're going to pop our left needle into the bottom of the first stitch we worked. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull that over the second stitch. I don't know how well you can see that, hopefully very well. So can you see how we've gone over that stitch? Just show you that again. So over the top, and then we bring that right needle up and through the first stitch, and that's your first stitch cast off. We're just going to continue that all the way along. So we knit our next stitch as normal, and then we go to the one that's furthest away from our left needle through. Hold this stitch securely using your working yarn here, and we're going to pull up and over. You see, we're going to use our right needle to just push the stitch that we want to keep through and then off. And you can see we're starting to get our cast off edge here. So again, we'll just keep going. So work our next stitch, and then the same process. So left needle through this stitch that's furthest away from your left needle. We're going to sort of hold that stitch we're keeping nice and securely, and we're going to just go up to the tip of our needle, and we're going to use the tip of this right needle to force the stitch we're keeping through the one we're taking off. And you can see there it is, just forming that nice V at the top of our work. So I'll just show you a few more of those. Again, through we go, up to the top, force it through, and off it comes. Okay, so we just keep doing that all the way along until we reach our last one, which I will come back and show you in a moment. Okay, so we've reached our last two stitches, or our last stitch on the left hook now for casting off. So again, we're just going to work that stitch. We're going to go into the stitch furthest away from our left needle, and we're going to pull that one over, which still leaves us with one stitch. So what we do now is we cut our working yarn like so, to secure it, what we're going to do is pull up this loop like so, and we're going to push our working yarn through from left to right like so, and we're just going to pull that end to secure. Now to finish your work, what you're going to want to do is block, so I will show you that at a later date.